Hey guys, just got home from work. A new part for the motorbike just turned up. So I'm checking it out, see what it's like. Been waiting for about 4 weeks for it. Had to come from the States. And it is my new Freedom Shields 12-inch screen. So I'm giving it a whirl. I got home and it was sitting there. I arrived home yesterday and I thought I'll just jump on the bike and we'll take it for a run. You might also see I'm testing out a new helmet. I bought a Scorpion XO 930 Evo. I bought a pair of them for me and the missus. Let's see how they go. They feel comfortable. They're not top of the line type stuff. They're a mid-range helmet, but it feels pretty comfy. I wanted something that I had the option of a light or a dark screen. So I'm getting a bit old now, so I've got to wear glasses every now and then. Not all the time, but just every now and then. So if I'm wearing sunnies, I wanted a clean screen or a clear screen, just so I could be able to see if the weather got dark or if it was happened to be at night, you know. So I've got the option of dark screen, light screen. And I bought the Freedom Shield in light smoke or light tint. So, which is surprisingly darker than I thought it would have been. But with the bike, it sort of suits it. I'll put it up. I can see through it pretty well, so it's not too bad. Like I said, I bought the 12-inch screen. The standards, I think, were 10, and I always used to ride with the screen up about 2 inches. It was enough to kick the wind away from hitting me smack in the face. With the windshield all the way up, the wind used to hit me right here and rattle me brain something chronic. Poor old eyeballs were rolling around inside my skull. So I wanted something that would kick the wind up over me. I did a fair bit of looking on the net, and I reached out to the guys at Freedom Shields, asked them if they could help me out. Do they ship to Australia? And they said yes, they do. It was a 3-week wait, and whatever it took for shipping. So I ordered it. It was probably 4 weeks ago I ordered it. I'd have to look to see, but they were pretty well right on the money with their time frame. And the fact that there's bugger all distortion in this screen, it's unbelievable. There's a little bit right at the top, you know, but it's really good. Like, it's, hang on, I'll put it up, and you can see there's next to no distortion in it. So I'm quite happy with that. And the fact that it's 2 inches higher, it'll just kick the wind up over my skull a bit more, not bounce it off my forehead. So I'm going to get out the other side of town here, get into the 100k zone. I'm also testing out new microphones. I bought some DJI minis, or mic minis, and test this helmet out. We'll see what happens. If the wind noise is horrible, then I'm going to have to look at some other way of sorting shit out. You got a bit of wind noise in the other helmet with the microphone, but yeah, I don't know what this one's going to be like, so we'll see what happens. So let's get out the other side of town here, and hopefully the shield works well and the microphones work well. See you in a minute. Right, I hope the wind noise isn't too bad in this helmet with the microphone. But I'm punching along at 100 k's an hour now, you know, around the 60 mile an hour mark. Screen's all the way up. Wind is going over my head. I'm 5'8", so anybody taller would probably want a bigger screen, but I've got to get up a fair bit to even start feeling it hitting me fair in the forehead like it used to. Put it down to where I normally run them. I can hear the wind around the top of the helmet now with the screen all the way down, but it's not as bad as it used to be with the original screen, so that flare is definitely helping. And if I raise it that 2 inches like I used to do with the other screen, it actually kicks the wind up over my head. I can still look over the top of the screen. I got the best of both worlds. So now all it's left to do is see what this microphone's like, how much wind noise comes through it. Like, I chose the light tint because I didn't want something too dark, but it's a lot darker than it looks like in the pictures on the internet. There is another lighter tint than this, so yeah, but I'm quite happy. It sort of suits the colour of the bike, being a Dark Horse model, and I can still see through it fairly well, really well actually. So like I said, the fact that there's no distortion in it is like a minimal bit right at the top of the screen. So it's not like some of the ones I've seen. The Indian ones are really bad. Some of the Clockwork ones I've seen aren't that crash hot either, from people showing on the net. I couldn't find too much about these, I only found the odd review about these ones. So, like I said, I emailed them, and they were really helpful. I'm more than grateful with the help that they're giving me. I paid for this screen. They did not give it to me. I never told them I had a YouTube channel until after I paid for it. And they were still gracious enough to give me a discount even before all that sort of stuff. So I don't know, it was 15% they gave me. So the screen cost me freight. It was like $247 US with freight. I think it was $247. I'd have to have a look, but in Aussie dollars, it was about $540, $550 after the exchange rate. So yeah, I'm well happy with it. Like I've only got it halfway up, and it's doing more than I wanted it to do anyway. So if I go all the way up, it's only going to make it any better. So we've had some horrible weather here lately. It's just been raining for the last few weeks. It's been gross. I was away all week, and it rained pretty bad. I'll turn off up here, I think, do a Yui. Yeah, it rained pretty bad through the week, and even down here, I think Thursday alone, there was like 3 or 4 inches fell for the day. So let's just go up here and I can have a bit of a yak about the bike. Go down the end down here, I think. That way no one can annoy me. I'm not in anybody's road. And yeah, alrighty. I'll get this thing turned around and parked up and we'll have a chat. Righto. So I'm in a bit of a noisy spot. Highway's just there, but there's no one around me, so let's see if I can do this. I'm really happy with the screen. It does exactly what they say it's going to do, and yeah, I'm really happy with it. It looks good on the bike because of the tint, with all the dark horse accents, you know, the blacked out stuff. So it sort of suits it like that. The helmet feels really nice, but I've just reviewed the footage in the camera, and the wind noise it's really bad for the microphone. Now, I've got the microphone in this camera in pretty much the same, in this helmet, sorry, in pretty much the same position I have it in my Bell Bruiser. It's got the wind muff on it, and so unless I can take the noise out in editing, I don't know, I'm all learning that stuff, that's all new to me, so I'm going to have to suss that out. Otherwise I'm going to have to try and work out another way to do it, because what I was trying to eliminate was have the microphone on the outside of my helmet in case it rains. Anyway, so it's a case of just keep stuffing around and finding out what's going to work. But what I'll do is I'll give you a bit of a look through the screen a bit easier while the bike's sitting here. You can see the distortion and or lack of, which is really good. The sun's cranking and I've forgot my hat and I've forgot my sunglasses. So yeah, we'll have a quick look at the screen then. So it was really easy to put on. They tell you there's a piece of foam that sticks on down here that runs between the two holes down lower here, follows the shape of the screen around, and that's there to stop any water blowing up from underneath the screen and coming up the inside of the screen, it says on the instructions. It was really easy to install, like they all are. I've only removed the original one a few times to do stuff, but yeah, it's you know, it's really easy. So it's one of the easiest self-installation things you could do to one of these things. But as you can see, there's next to no distortion in it. I hope you can see that anyway. Yeah, it's easy to look through. So, and it kicks the wind up. Like, I've only got that halfway up now. So the old screen, like I said, I used to drive with it or ride with it 2 inches up, and it used to kick the wind up a little bit, but I still copped it. I ordered a 12-inch screen, so this is the same height as the standard screen in the position I used to ride it with. And if I kick it up that 2 inches, which would technically be the standard height of the maximum height of the standard screen, then, you know, it works even better. And I've still got more movement to go. So I'm more than happy with it. I don't think I would go for 14 inches. I'm not tall enough for that to worry. I'm only, like I said, 5'8", and yeah, so I really like the screen. The helmet is it's okay. I've just realised I got the vent open, so we will shut the vent and see if that makes a difference. I was looking for something, like I said, a bit more comfortable, something that I could wear glasses with and also have the ability to have a tinted screen and a clear screen. So that's why I went with this modular helmet. I was battling to try and find reviews of the 930 Evo online. So I just walked around the shop, testing different helmets, seeing what fit nice, seeing what was comfortable, and I came up with that one. They're roughly $450 Australian. So like I said, it's about a mid-range helmet, and it's really comfy. It's a lot quieter than the Bell Bruiser that I've been wearing. I'll probably just keep the Bell Bruiser for running around town and things like that, and maybe passengers or something. So I've bought, like I said, a set of these helmets, you know, one for me, one for the little woman, and I just got to get that microphone sorted so it is not shit sounding, I suppose you could call it. So in saying that, let's get back on the bike. I'll head back to town. I've closed the vent on the helmet, so let's see if that makes a difference to the microphone. Otherwise I've got to try and find something else to do with it. Yeah, I experimented with the other one. The other one had a lav mic inside the helmet, and I put a wind muff on it. Then I took the wind muff off it, and I put a bigger foam cover over the original foam cover, so it had 2 foam covers. And it seemed to calm it down a little bit, but you could still get that bit of wind noise. But I might just have to fart around and learn me editing post-production stuff. So let's get this thing back on the road and we'll scoot back into town, head home. Right, let's see what this does. I've got the mic moved just a tiny little bit inside the helmet. Got the vent shut on the front. So we'll see what it does. I'll test it at different heights of the screen too. I'm going into a headwind now, so it's pretty freaking bad. Kick that up a bit. Ugh. It's annoying because I'm trying to spend money to do this sort of thing for the cameras, the microphones, to try and make things a little bit easier. And you know, like you go that little bit further with something and all of a sudden it's no good. And you know, like it sounds like I've got to go back to doing what I was doing before. I bought these little mics, like I said, so I could keep them inside the helmet, and that way they don't get wet when it rains. And I thought, you know, being there where it is, where the other microphone was, it'd probably keep it, you know, at least at the same level. But honestly, reviewing the footage, it was freaking horrible. So, because it's got like a chin guard underneath here, I thought it'd work by directed wind, and the helmet has like a really tight neck all the way around it. So there's only a gap of about that much between the chin guard and the cheek pad. And I've got it high up on the cheek pad, so it's around about there, the microphone. But apparently it's not as simple as that. So we'll see what's going on. It's going to be one of them things I'm just going to have to fart around with, I think. Nearly everybody I talk to has issues with not talk to, nearly everybody I watch on YouTube has issues with microphones, and a lot of it must be done in post-production, like editing and stuff like that, to get the noise out of it. So, I'm going to have to endeavour to spend a bit more time farting around with that sort of stuff too, seeing what it's like. Okay, so I'll just head back home. I fart around with editing. If this turns into a video, it turns into a video. Otherwise, we'll see what happens. The other thing I want to try and get done on this thing this weekend is put the headers on it. I can't do it now because, well, I've been riding it. But I'm going to have an attempt at putting them on this weekend. I've already lost half of today because I had to get the truck serviced on the way home, and it needed a few other bits and pieces, so I lost a little bit of time there. But let's see what we can do without getting the headers on it, and then it's a case of getting it tuned after that. It's a nice 18 degrees here today. Winter's almost over, so things are a little bit cool, but hell, we've had some horrible weather like I mentioned earlier, and anytime the sun comes out is a bonus at the moment. Come on, you bugger. Alrighty. I'm not far from home, so I'll sign off here. Let's see what I can do about the microphone in this helmet, and yeah, because that's my goal at the moment, is try and get the microphone better and see what happens. The sound is, like I said, the wind noise that the microphone's picking up is horrendous. And this has got more protection under here than what the Bruiser had. So, I don't know. We'll see what's going on. I'll catch you later.